Hello, Joe, and welcome to this discussion today. I'm really delighted to have you here, and it's a pleasure to host you today and over the next 25-30 minutes. I would love to hear your views around CX. Uh, how are you today?
Murdo, look, firstly, good to see you again. I'm very well, thank you, and I appreciate you taking the time to spend some time with me today to kind of walk through my thoughts. I'm very well. As you know, I've joined 8x8, so I lead our go-to-market strategy here as the VP of Sales across EMEA, and it's been about 6 weeks now. So yeah, a lot to do.
Excellent, excellent, great. Okay, so let's kick off. And I'm quite amazed by what 8x8 and you are driving as far as the CX piece is concerned. And I'm sure you are also observing that CX is coming in the forefront of the business strategy in most organizations now. And as a leader in the CX community, what major trends that you see are currently shaping the CX landscape globally? And in the complex digital journeys that the customers undertake, how are they influencing the business approach uh, as far as CX is concerned?
Yeah, there's a lot in there. So let me try and unpack that. So what you'll see in the technology landscape, it's a rapid evolution of technology, and customers are expecting quick, effective issue resolution. So whether that's through multi-channels, whether that's phone, WhatsApp, chatbots, other digital channels, and that's where people win. If they can improve the customer experience and improve expectations, that is huge. And that's where we're seeing the feedback that we get from our customers and clients and partners about how that we use the technology to drive that customer experience. And if you think about self-service, you think about omni-channel engagement, and personalization is key. AI and all these different technologies are fantastic, but the personalization and execution of how you use these tools is ultimately going to be how people provide that differentiation from their competition. And you combine that with human empathy, and I think that's ensuring that the technology is truly brought to life with genuine customer care.
No, I think you are right, absolutely. And we were talking before we actually started is about how over the years the traditional contact center model has undergone a paradigm shift, and especially driven by cloud-based innovations, hybrid workforce, and you rightly said omni-channel engagement. How do you see this evolution of CCaaS and, of course, associated with it, UCaaS, influencing the way global enterprises interact with their customers?
Yeah. So I think it's a really interesting conversation. And as the industries continue to transform, here what we do at 8x8, we have our UCaaS and CCaaS platform as one ultimate platform because people don't care about what you call the technology. It's all about the business and the value outcome. So you see all these different platforms that are merging and truly being brought to life with our core capability. But again, if you look at how 8x8 does this, we bring in best of breed in terms of our partners to deliver the best experience across the board. And you'll see that with things like intelligent routing, transcription, sentiment analysis. These are seamless collaboration tools that from end to end, that journey starts. So yeah, there's so much we can dive into around that, but it's all about high reliability, gives you the platform of trust with your clients and partners, but the ability to bring all those different components together is yeah, is exactly what it is.
No, I completely agree with you because I think what you mentioned about the integration of CCaaS with UCaaS, I think the world is for unified platforms. There were too many discrete systems and platforms. I think the world is looking at more unified platforms because it provides better operating efficiencies for the customers and better engagement for the customers. It's more seamless, so you don't have to really worry about all those things. And I completely agree with these. Uh, are you seeing globally? Are you seeing some change in terms of cloud adoption play and how is it helping your customers to scale or innovate?
How we seeing cloud adoption? Yeah, I mean, many organizations are moving to the cloud. Everyone's slightly different on that journey of where they are, and it's our role and responsibility as a technology vendor to help them on that path. Some customers are leading edge and bleeding edge and want to be there like yesterday. Some want a phased approach. Some organizations and verticals aren't quite ready to be full cloud. So that's where we have that blend to support the both. But absolutely, right? Like any analysts that you talk to would tell you that cloud adoption is absolutely up and people want to be into that space.
Right, right. You started with AI, and I'm quite interested to explore a little bit further because AI is I don't think it's no longer a buzzword. It is a reality now. It is being incorporated into systems and processes, and that is where we have to see how they are impacting the CX as you mentioned. Uh, but I picked on word you mentioned, empathy. And I think let's be honest, most AI powered experiences still feel robotic, a bit frustrating. How are organizations like 8x8, for example, leveraging AI to drive real CX transformation, not just automation piece or not just cost cutting piece, but a real transformation which includes the empathy part which you mentioned?
Yeah, so I mean, look, AI is here, right? It's not a marketing slide anymore. It's not a future that, something that's coming 5 years down the line. It's absolutely here today. But what I would say about AI is what is the use case? What is the value outcome that is needed and being driven? Rather than just using AI for the sake of AI, we need to really be very focused on what we're using it for. I think one of the things that we do here at 8x8, we have a new chief transformation officer, Joel Neeb, and he's very much driving AI into our own business about how we use it, right? So how do we optimize our workflows? How do we work smarter rather than harder and making sure that we use it for the right things? And it's really impacted our business about helping us be faster to market, whether that's from product, whether it's response to customer experience, whatever that might be. But we do take a slightly different approach. We're driving real time insights, allowing agents to deliver that personalization and proactiveness to our customers and partners, and really thinking about the customer's needs. It's all about insights. We used to be in the age of information, but now everyone has access to that information. So you'll hear us talk about how do we drive insights, and that's really important.
No, I think that is right. And when you are using insights, ultimately it is delivered by the agents, right? And these could be for mundane tasks. It could be an AI chatbot, for example, or agentic AI as it is emerging, vis-a-vis probably a human interface coming into picture and delivering those things. And this is making, the customer journey very complex. Today, when you look at the customer, he's coming to you via multiple channels through at multiple touch points and contacting you throughout the journey. And it doesn't just end at the purchase level, but it also continues beyond purchase, right? When you're talking about customer service and all that stuff. Uh, as a CX leader, Joe, what strategies do you recommend for organizations who are looking to simplify or optimize customer journey? And how does 8x8 play a role here?
Yeah, it's a really good one. Um, for me, it's about how do you integrate the front office and the back office. If you can provide that and eliminate the friction within the business, so that journey end to end is frictionless, I think that is super important for organizations to get their arms around. Using the AI, the power analytics tools that we have, and identifying those pain points, and then proactively solving issues. But it's all about providing that consistent experience, whether no matter how someone contacts you, whether that's from phone, chat, video, consistent experience needs to be played out through the organization. That's why I think it's really important that the front office and the back office are completely aligned. And if organizations can get their CX strategy right, it improves customer satisfaction, and then it drives what we're ultimately everyone is looking for is that long-term brand loyalty.
Right, right. I think that is correct. Okay, my last question to you, Joe, would be, I mean, I know you have been a seasoned leader and been interacting with customers globally. And you have seen the times pre-COVID and post-COVID, right? A lot of things has changed. The way businesses do business has also changed. A lot of operation changes have happened. How do you see the role of CX leadership evolving or changing in the next 5 years? Because in a lot of countries, as I mentioned earlier, I was telling you that we companies are still struggling who's going to drive, and what will be the role of the CX. According to you, how this is evolving in the next 4 5 years?
So just to make sure I got it right, what is the role of a CX leader?
Yeah, how is it going to evolve over the time?
I think for me, it's about going back to basics. If you think, customer experience has always been fundamental in organizations. Or companies that have lost that human touch or that personalization within the CX space need to get back to basics and ensure that that journey and that flow is the most important thing. And that's where I think, as leaders in this industry, people need to absolutely be laser focused on the outcomes that they're delivering and using the technology around them to enhance that experience, not necessarily replace it. In some cases, I think it will be super important to optimize and reduce costs, reduce time. But with that, you need to ensure that you provide, back to your earlier point, that empathy, that human touch, that connection, because that drives brand loyalty. We've all had challenging experiences trying to call IVRs and being hours on the phone and not having the right consistent approach, and instantly you're turned off from that. So as CX leaders, they need to be thinking about that journey and that customer experience.
Right, wonderful. And I completely agree with you. I think that is where it's back to basics, and technology can be an enabler. It can augment to deliver the superior CX every time, all the time. Thank you so much, Joe. I wish you all the best in your new role, and we look forward to meeting you and chatting with you again. And thank you for so much interesting insights that you shared with me today.
My pleasure, and thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.